So this is part two. This is on the same day, just after the Uspensky Cathedral. The footage you're seeing now in a few seconds is us travelling to the Helsinki Cathedral the long way around, um, to look at some of the views, some of the boats along along the sea. So that's what you're seeing now on the way to the Helsinki Cathedral. It was very interesting. The Helsinki Cathedral outside is very grand, but you can see from the photos and some of the videos there, not as grand as the Uspensky Cathedral, but still nonetheless, it's a very grand building. It's well worth a visit. Obviously, towers over the whole city. The Helsinki Cathedral across the whole Gulf of Finland and all the islands off the coast of Helsinki. But yeah.
Even though Lutheran is the main religion here, it's more like a habit. We go to the Mass every Sunday as a habit, as a practice habit. But in general, I will say that the spiritual connection that a thing will establish, it will be with the nature. Because of that, we have symbols, national symbols of nature. I already mentioned one, the national stone of Finland. Which one is it? Granite. Correct. Granite rock is a stone of Finland because it's everywhere, and we know exactly what to do with it. We learned how to blast granite. Yes. Granite rock is the national stone. Then we also have national animal. What do you think it is? We find them in the forest. It can be quite intimidating when we bump into one of those. So, can you take a guess?
Bear.
A bear.
Bear.
The Finnish bear. Russia, I believe they also have their bear. You know, the Russian bear. The Finnish bear is a little bit more polite. Just like the geese. Not just kidding. We also have a national flower of Finland. It's white, smells like a perfume. It's really poisonous too. It grows in early May, late May, in the forest. We can find them. It's a really cute little white flower. Any takers? Lily of the valley is the national flower of Finland. It's everywhere, and it's quite poisonous if you didn't know that. You should be careful with the lily.
How come lily? I never heard lily is poisonous.
The white lily? Yeah, it is poisonous. Yes, you have to. If you make a tea out of it, that's going to be extremely poisonous. Even sometimes if you touch it, like for a long time, it can be also really not so good on your health. And yeah, it's more about like preparing it. You know, you shouldn't do that. But it's quite pretty flower. Yellow in Finnish. And it's also a name for a woman here. When you it's not so popular though, but it's a quite pretty name. If you want to say Lily in Finnish, you also have a name for a girl. Lily in Finnish will be Kielo. Kielo. It's a nice name that we can use in Finnish as well. Alright, let's continue our contest. National fish. What is the national fish of Finland?
Mackerel.
No,
Salmon.
Not the salmon.
No. Mackerel?
Nope. It's the perch.
Oh.
The perch is everywhere. When we go to the lake, if we catch a perch, it's like, you again.
So perch is good to eat?
It's really good, yeah, but it's not as good as the white salmon. When we catch sika, we are screaming. You know, we really get excited when we catch sika. So the perch is the national fish. Then we also have the national bird. It's actually a quite beautiful bird. We can find it now, chilling in the Baltic. They're so majestic, so pretty. It's one of the most beautiful birds. What do you think that is? It's a white bird.
What is that?
White, majestic, They are very.
Seagull.
It's not the sea. I said majestic.
It would be.
You see that very well.
The swan, correct? Yes. That is majestic. The seagull, it is just vicious bird who steals your food and terrorize you. In the market square, when we go there, beware of the seagulls. If you go for your reindeer hot dog, beware, because if you, in a blink of an eye, your hot dog is not going to be in your hand anymore. This is actually the place that I was telling you earlier about these beautiful buildings from the late 1800s. Right here, we can find a very picturesque street in Helsinki, and the very expensive, exclusive neighborhood of Eira in Helsinki. You can see all these very pastel colors, completely restored buildings that date back from the late 1800s, beginning of the 1900s.
Yeah.
We are reaching now this Baltic Sea. It's in front of us, just a block away. And there's a beautiful park on the way, Kaivopuri. You can also see the Finnish geese taking over from here. On the other side, the coast. We can see Suomenlinna also from here. See the tower on the right side in the island? That is a lighthouse, but it's also a church at the same time. Suomenlinna Church. We're gonna take a ferry to get there. That is going to be at the end of the tour. So after the churches and the market square, we are going to the island. Spend some time in there, like an hour. We're gonna walk around, take the same ferry back to the mainland, and then I'll set you free. This is Café Ursula on the right side, you see? This is a very, very nice spot to place a coffee shop. Ursula Cafe, 1952, same year of the Olympic Games, in the summer in Helsinki. So people who were coming to see Finland and attend the Olympic Games in 1952, it was a big deal for Helsinki. You know, we had to host the Summer Olympics. It was the first time people were finding out about Finland, so we had to really, really make a big impression, and it was a total success. People were really, really satisfied with how good we organized it. You know, and the Olympic Stadium was such a great venue. It was built just for that purpose, and people were leaving very satisfied. It was actually the last Olympic Games that featured no doping scandals. Last one, 52. We have those little islands to feature restaurants. You see those castle-like buildings, the red one and the green one? Those are restaurants, open in the summer. We can take a little boat ride to have a really great cuisine experience, fine dining in an island that is very small. In a beautiful, beautiful restaurant, classic architecture. Next to these islands, we can see big cruises too as well. The Viking Line, it's in the background, the one that takes you to Estonia, Tallinn. And then this port of Helsinki right here on this side, it's for the blue cruise. So you can see here the Silja Symphony, part of the Silja Line. It departs from the Olympia terminal to Stockholm. When you go to Sweden, you can take this party cruise. This is an overnight cruise. You get drunk in here. And that's the purpose, right? People love this cruise. When you finish high school, for example, the high schoolers put on the graduation hats. And it's always a tradition to take a cruise to Stockholm. It could be this one. Many ports in Helsinki, this is one of them, Olympia Terminal, because in 52 the people who were arriving in Finland to see the Summer Olympics did it from here. Now we are very close, and we can actually see from here the churches, one on each side. Uspensky Church, 1868, White Helsinki Cathedral, 1852. they were purposely placed in the city to represent the two periods in Finnish history, the Russian period and the Swedish period. We have one church for each. The market square is also here, so when we finish the cathedrals, we will be dropped off on the van. We won't need it anymore because we can walk around here. You need to walk and check the amazing Finnish food culture now.
It's not fancy. No, this is not fancy.
So after we went into the Helsinki Cathedral, when we came out in the Senate Square, which is the square just outside the church, the main square, I suppose, in the city, a military band was there playing music, which was really, really nice. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to stand and record, etc., because I was on the tour at the time. So unfortunately, I didn't have much time to stand because obviously we had to keep up with the tour, etc. But it was good just to stand for a few minutes. Again, I would have stayed longer if I had the time, but time was, as I say, I was on a tour, so I didn't have much time to stand and watch it. But it was really, really good. And obviously, then the next bit of footage too, you see, we were heading down towards the ferry to Suomenlinna, which is a World Heritage Site. It's an old fortress island, I suppose you could call it. Obviously built with the Swedes, etc. You see the footage now in a second. But really, really interesting, obviously, to see it. So yeah. Right, it's a good coincidence.
Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Yeah.
I know where.
Oh, look! Took your man's food.
That's what you should probably eat down at
Oh, they're right not to bother because they take the food and they took your bags. But you get the bags, then you get food, something to eat. They're going to eat it on you. Or a chocolate or something. I eat the chocolate with it.
I'll take it anyway, I'll be taking this one.
I'll take the maracas to take my chocolate. Oh, there's a place up here.
Yeah, they're doing regiment.
There must be something
Maybe they're
on that's there.
practicing because see, he's checking how they're lined up and
Oh,
everything.
you could be right. That could be it. There could be
Could
a
just be
practice.
practice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the horses.
Oh, the horses are coming out.
They're the police, not the military.
Well, do you know what they could be practicing? They could
I
be
think they're
practicing for.
practicing.
They could be practice for Helsinki Day. When is that on?
I don't think it have really much to do with the military. That's next Wednesday. I don't think the military will do that.
You see, he's checking each road.
Oh no, they just check and see the out of line.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Is that it?
See, all of them have to face a certain way.
I know, but you think only Joe Soap wouldn't know that.
Oh, but they're well drilled. They'd be there. They'd be drilled to the last.
You know, what's it?
I say one row is.
Yeah, like you can see one of them. That last row is facing forward. The other row is kind of the people looking kind of sideways. The other row is looking fully forward.
Well, that's probably the way they're meant to look.
Yeah, no, it's a regimental thing.
You look down there, you think they were ornaments.
Oh, I don't say
Yeah,
that now.
no, but you would. You wouldn't think they're real. They're so still. You think they were ornaments. You would think they were ornaments. Oh, but the real people, you would think, would you not? They look ornaments.
I hope so.
This is going very slow, isn't it? What's the blue and white heading for? What's that there?
So after the military parade passed by down towards the market square, we took the ferry to Sumalina. As I said, it's a fortress island. So the first few pictures you will see is of a church. There is a lighthouse on the top. You might not make it out, but it's still an active lighthouse too on the top of the Sumalina church, as it's called. Which I think it's one of the uniquest churches in the world, because again, not many churches have a lighthouse on top of it. As you can see, the light on the top of it. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get time to go into it, unfortunately. But if I ever do go back, of course, I want to go in. And the other pictures you see is of boats in the harbour. Take, for example, there, we seen the shipyards, one of the biggest shipyards in Europe, where all the old ships used to be built back in the day. So really, really interesting stuff, where the majority ships from the Baltic, etc., back in the day was built in the shipyard in Zumalina, which is really, really good, especially military ships, especially. And then the next few pictures you will see is old cannons, etc., and wildflowers and views of the sea. As I say, it used to be a military fortress. It was owned by the Kingdom of Sweden back hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It was basically a big fortress. So really a lot of guns old cannons that date back hundreds and hundreds of years, which is really, really interesting stuff. And they are well preserved, they are well kept. Obviously, erosion and stuff gets to them, but it's good to see they're still there, still standing strong hundreds of years later. It's really, really good as it's a person that's interested in history. It's great to see them there and they're not being vandalised, etc., etc. It's great to see it, because we probably would know if that was in Ireland, the whole lot would be probably gone and scrapped. But it's great to see it, and it's good to keep history alive.
Stop.
Mm.
Get on.
Yeah.
When you come the next day, you're going to have to go right.
Yeah, I don't know, just go to the military thing. The submarine too, yeah. Yeah, here's the King's Gate. Yeah, we're safe enough, it's not that far.
Yeah, they're going down there, is it?
Yeah, well, just wait maybe there.
Wait till it comes.
Oh, look, there's a model. Okay. It's 5 1.
What is it?
It's a model of the city.
Oh, is it?
She knows the Helsinki meeting.
Oh, I didn't know what it was.
So what did the chicken look like?
I saw it.
Look at these prison doors.
What is it?
Prison doors.
Is it? These are going to be in it.
Right here, somebody says a little back here, right? I know, I see. Here, you like this, I know. The bus again, have a look. There's no kitchen. Well, what they would say here.
That's a coat over there.
Yeah,
The radio.
yeah.
Take a picture there.
I know, I'm thinking of it.
Oh, look at the coat.
Yeah, this is an old Finnish house back in the day. So the next bit of footage you're about to see, I know this is 8-second clip that isn't the greatest. Again, I'm not the best in real life streamer, but you see a few seconds of a video anyway. It's not that great, but the other ones is really, really good. So this place I was in was called the Helsinki City Museum, which is just off the Senate Square. When we finished the tour, we went in there to look around, etc., etc. And again, I wish I took more videos inside of it. And obviously there's a few photos there, as you can see. There was a place that showed inside of old Finnish houses back in the 60s, back through the years, etc., etc. I didn't take that many photos, unfortunately. But really, really interesting, and especially old artifacts dating back hundreds and hundreds of years. And as you can see in one of the photos, a replica, I suppose, a model city. You probably can't see it because it was very bright in this museum now, to be totally honest with you. But a replica of the city, which is really, really interesting. I don't even think the photo does it justice, but basically it's just a one-on-one replica of all the buildings in Helsinki, which is really well done, and especially must have took hundreds and hundreds of hours to do it. But yeah, just really, really interesting. I can't recommend it enough. The Helsinki City Museum. Again, unfortunately, I didn't have that much time to look around, unfortunately, but really, really nice place. The staff was really, really nice. I bought a few stuff there. I bought a few postcards and sent to my friends, etc., etc. there too. So really, really nice people to meet, etc., etc. So yeah, do recommend it if you have around Helsinki to go to the Helsinki City Museum. Thank you. So after we go to the Helsinki City Museum, which was really, really good, as I said, we went to the Bank Museum, which is just beside the Helsinki Cathedral. You can see from one of the photos here, it's very majestic, literally bearing down on the Bank Museum, just literally right beside it. And I was very interested, a lot of old coins there, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's really, really interesting to see, of course, every different currencies throughout Finland's history, from back in the Tsar times through modern times, etc., ware notes, banknotes, etc., etc. Really, really interesting. Really, really great too. A cafe there too. Had loads of tea, and it was great. One of the best cup of teas I had in Finland was there, so it was very, very good. Very friendly staff. Um, Very, very nice, and a lot of good buns and chocolates there, I have to say too. So it was very nice. So thank you. Yeah.